بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وأعنا على العمل بما علمتنا. O Allah, we ask you to teach us what benefit us and let us benefit from what we learn and increase our knowledge and let us practice what we learn. This is Alhamdulillah lesson number 44 in our halaqas, knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today inshallah we are going to talk about one of Allah's name and character, Al-Wali. Al-Wali translates into English the protector, the helper. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أم اتخذوا من دونه أولياء فالله هو الولي وهو يحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير. Did they take protectors other than Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the only protector and He is the one who gives life and He is the one who brings the dead people alive and He is capable of doing anything. Al-Wali, it comes from the Arabic word, usually if somebody is wali for someone else, that means they take care of all their affairs. They are the protectors, the helpers. Usually you would see it mostly used for the kids. You know, they say waliyu amrihi. That means his parents. You know, they take care of the kids. They support him all the way around. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in the Quran al-Kareem that He is al-Wali, the protector, the helper. What's that mean? That means Allah, He is the only one who will protect you and take care of all your affairs. He is al-Wali to His creation. He trains you, He protects you, He provides you. All the matters are in Allah's hands. Your matters and everyone else's matters. He takes care of His creation. He did not just create and then let go. He gave them what they want and what they need to all His creations. And He is the one who gives them the power to do what they choose to do. And this is a very important concept you need to understand. A human being only decide what to do or choose what to do. It all starts with a thought in your mind without even saying or doing anything. Your intentions, your ideas to do something. To manifest that desire, that choice you made into reality through actions is by the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it's part of His name Al-Wali. So if you decided to come to the masjid and pray and listen to the halaqah, you make a decision, and the process of you coming, praying, listening, and all of that and everything it takes is by the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If somebody decided to hurt someone else, to steal, to kill, to whatever, they can have that idea in their mind and that intentions, then to carry out that intention, that choice into reality has to be by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what's that's going to help me knowing that? If you really understand that, the true believer, when they learn Allah's name and understand these names, they are described in the Quran Kareem as the one who do not fear, have no fear, and has no sadness. Because if you think that a human being, an entity, an organization, whatever it is capable of hurting you or benefiting you without Allah's permission, that would be a problem. But for the true believer, they know that even if that person intended to benefit me or hurt me, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the power to do that, it's not going to happen. So if I get hurt by somebody, the process of thinking comes down is, okay, that person decided to hurt me, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the permission to hurt me, and the power to do that. Why? So there's a wisdom behind it. Okay? So all our actions are by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We only have the intentions and the choice. Al-Wali. He gives the power to His creations to manifest what they choose to do, good or bad. And that manifestation has to go through His wisdom and His power. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect and help His creation in two ways. There are a protection and helping for all His creation. Believers and non-believers and, everybody. Provides them with food, shelter, wealth, health, everybody. So you would see a believer or non-believer rich, a believer or non-believer healthy, and all of this. So this is the general, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought us to this earth, He created us, so He will provide us to sustain our life on this earth. But there is another type of protection and help, and that is specifically for the true believers. So on top of the first one that He provides for everybody, this al-wali, al-wilaya, this protection and help, in addition to that, is only reserved for the true believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, أم حسب الذين اشترحوا السيئات أن نجعلهم كالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سواء محياهم ومماتهم ساء ما يحكمون. This ayah is telling that the true believer has a special treatment from al-wali, the protector, the helper. Allah is saying here, do you think, and the way it's put in Arabic is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala denying, saying it will not happen. Do you think that the one who do the bad deeds, the wrongdoer, we are going to treat them the same way as the one who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and did good deeds in their life? And when they die and after death, sa'a ma yahkumun. That is not true. That is worse what they think. That's not what's going to happen. So clearly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there are a special treatment for the true believers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allahu waliyyu alladhina amanu. Allah is the protector and the helper of the true believers. The non-believers get the basic things. Food and shelter and wealth and health. But then the true believers has a special treatment. Allah says, Allahu waliyyu alladhina amanu yukhrijuhum min adh-dhulumati ila an-nur. والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات. Allah says, Allah is the protector and the helper of the true believers. He takes them out from darkness. And darkness here of dhulumat is multiple. So think now how many multiple religions and thoughts and ideas and ways of life in this earth. Hundreds, thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands over the course of human history. All of these are darkness. There's only one light. Ilan Nur, single. And Nur, the straight path, is one. The straight line between 2 points, there's only one line. And there is only one path, straight path, that's the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah protect the true believers and help them get out of all this mess. All these darkness, all these ideas, all these bad things that happens, and bring them to the light and to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the non-believers, their protectors and helpers, of course, is the shaitan, takes them away from the straight path into the darkness. Another manifestation and another meaning of his name, Al-Wali, the protector, the helper, is that when the Muslim, when the true believers, when the believers kind of stray away from the straight line, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send them calamities and hardships to straighten up. And sometimes if somebody do some good deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them, so that encourage others to do the good deeds and to be on a straight path. Al-Wali, the protector and the helper. Life is really full of problems. I mean, everywhere you turn, even though now we have scientific advancement and all these things, and subhanAllah, the more we advance in these, the more problems we get. I mean, now, when they start, for example, when they start manufacturing the cars long time ago, it was simple. I mean, you can just train yourself and actually fix it. Now, you can't even touch the car. So many things going on. If something goes wrong, you have to take it to the dealer and you have to do this and do that and do that. So many things. You know, a yellow light comes in, you don't know what to do, you have to take it back, you know, all that stuff. Problems with retirement, health, so many problems. But then, this is when the special treatment for the true believer comes in. Even though they have probably the same problem like other people they have, but probably sometimes more. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the creator of these problems. He is the creator of the true believers. He is the creator of their hearts and their emotions. In His own way and by His power and will, He will make it easy for them. So they don't have that internal worries all the time that consume people. And subhanAllah, you'd see the manifestation of these worries in people's life, how they deal with it. I mean, now, you know, in the society, we have what's they called in medicine the opiate crisis, using pain medications. They call it a crisis. You know, people trying to deal with these worries in any way they can, by addiction, by medications, by whatever. But the true believer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give them that special protection, that special helping, that makes him deal easy with these problems. That's part of the special treatment. And when the true believer truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and truly believe in this name, see, it is very easy for me. and probably you will explain it much better than I'm explaining the name Al-Wali and understand it. The issue is how you turn it into practice. That's the key. It's not understanding, it's not memorizing, it's not knowing. It's how you turn this into real life. You have a nice house. You have the drawing for this house. Where to put this and how to do that and all that. Turning these drawings into real house. That's what Islam is all about. Knowing the name and understanding it is you have the drawing. Taking it into practice, that's building the house. And building the house takes efforts. Takes practice. Takes expertise. And that's what's all about. I mean, just think for a moment. Just relax and think about the meaning of this name. Al-Wali, the protector, the helper. He is the only one that will protect you and help you and take care of all your affairs. He is the only one. Everyone else is his soldiers to either help you or hurt you. So if somebody come and hurt you, rest assured that's Allah send them to you. If somebody comes and help you, rest assured that Allah send them to you. This is reality. This is not somebody's imagination. This is what this name is telling you. Allah is telling us, I am the only protector and I am the only helper. No one else. So if you really think about it and understand it, who would you turn to? I mean, even if you have the biggest problems in the whole world, a simple thought about this name. I mean, how bad can it get? I am in one of the Middle Eastern prisons and have been tortured every day 100 times. They won't even let me die so I can rest, and they want me live. The true believer, even in that state, like what Bilal at the time of the Prophet and Al-Yasir, they know that all this from Allah. So even if that person doing these bad things to me, Allah let him do it, and if Allah lets him do it, that's mean there is a great wisdom behind it. And they will accept that. Allah can give you good things. Allah will send people to give you good things, and Allah will send people to give you bad things. You just have to understand and realize that. Because you have to be tested. All of us have to be tested. This life is just a test. But to just simply think about this name. When I stand up and do my prayer, my salah, I'm having a private meeting with Al-Wali. I'm having a private meeting with the protector, the helper, the only protector, the only helper, the one that all my matters are in his hand. What is the next logic things I need to do? Is to make sure that the one who is all my matters in his hands, he is pleased with me. What's that translate into? Obeying Allah's way all the way in your all aspect of your life. And He will take care of the rest. He will take care of your problems. Allah is telling you that. He is the protector and the helper of the true believers who believe and do good things. Takes them out from darkness into the light. So if every time you have bad time, every time you have a calamity, every time you're worried, remember this name, and you are on His way, you will feel comfortable. Even if bad things happen to you. Because you know it's all from Allah. That's mean, maybe this is a message from me, I need to straighten up. Maybe I'm doing something bad. Maybe it's just a test. So you won't be running around fearing others, or try to please others at the expense of disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another important practice of this name in real life is, some people would say, okay, Allah is Al-Wali, He is the protector, He is the helper, He's going to provide me with everything, then I'm going to leave everything to Him. Yes, you're going to leave everything to Him. But some people forget to, what's called in Arabic, al-akhdhu bil-asbab. They forget to do what they are supposed to do. They actually disobey Allah. For a simple example again, you are going to school or college or whatever, and you have a course. You can't come and say, oh, I'm a true believer, I'm doing my prayers, and I'm going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make me pass in this course and have the highest grade. And you don't study. Well, you can pray all the time, make dua all the time, read Quran all the time. If you don't study for that course, you're going to fail the course. And someone else who doesn't even believe in Allah, they're going to study the course and they're going to have a perfect A, a perfect score in that course. Allah says in the Quran Kareem, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Allah given us an order. Prepare. Even though you believe in me, and you believe in my name Al-Wali, and I can do anything, but you still have to prepare. لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Prepare for them whatever you can of power to fight or to stand up for the non-believers. And this power could be knowledge, money, military, whatever it is. It's a wide world. But Allah has given us an order to take what Allah put on this earth as the cause and effect to do things. When you say, okay, I believe in Allah and He's doing everything, and you don't do anything, that's not really believing. That's called laziness. And Allah will not let you get what you want in this life. Because you're actually disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You've got a piece of land, Allah says you put the seeds, you water it, you bring the fertilizer, you do all that, and then after all that done, you know in your mind, Al-Wali, that only Allah is going to make my crops grow. Even if you study hard for that course, you know, only Allah is going to make me pass. That's the true believer. That's the application of this name in real life. You do what you can, and then physically, you know, and then internally, you know that's what you're really doing is not going to achieve what you're looking for by itself. It's only going to come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's like, you know, the scholars called, there is tawakkul, depending on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there's tawakkul. Tawakkul is lazy. Okay? Sometimes people don't work and say, oh, Allah is the provider and He would send my, sustenance to me, He'll take care of it. He'll take care of it, but you have to go for it. The funny thing is, they don't go and work for food, but yet when the food comes to them, they extend their hands and eat it. Well, if you really depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why don't you keep your hand to yourself and see if that food is going to jump from the plate into your mouth? Even Maryam, peace be upon her, the mother of Jesus. Allah has ordered her, وَهُزِّي. Allah is telling her to shake the palm tree so she can get something down. Not just sit there. And I don't know if you see the palm tree, but this thing you don't shake them. They're big. But Allah is giving her an order. وَهُزِّي, like, shake. Do some work to get Allah's sustenance. So that's very important. Understanding the al-wali, the helper, the protector, all your matters in his hand, but you have to do your part. And that's one of the biggest problems in some Muslims these days, is not doing their parts. And when you don't do your parts, you're not going to win in this life. Even if you pray all the time or read all the time, Islam is a way of life. You have to take all of it. Okay? Allah even says in the Quran Kareem in the meaning of enter Islam as a whole. Don't just do your prayers and don't do that, then just do that and then do this. Everything in your life should be according to Allah's way. Then you can be back as a superpower like before. And this name also is very important because when you understand it really, every time you feel afraid or problems, as a human being, we would like to go to a place, to somebody, to something that we can feel comfortable with because we're scared. The true believer, even if they get in situations of fear, of problems, impeding whatever disaster, they know where to turn. To the al-wali, to the one in his hand everything. So internally they are in peace. Even though externally they may be in a bad shape, look like the people in a bad shape. But internally they are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what makes him patient. That's what makes him succeed. There's a nice story happened in at the time of the Prophet. A man and a husband, they have a sick child. The husband went to work, the sick child got so sick and he died. So the husband came in the evening, asked about his child, how is he? And the wife said, he's resting in peace, he's calm, he's quiet. And she prepared food for him. And they have husband and wife relationship that night. And then they wake up in the morning. And she told her husband, if our neighbor brought something to us and he said, keep it for me for a couple of days. And then after the couple of days passed, he came and asked for his belonging. Would you give it back to him? He said, of course. So she said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us our son and he took him away yesterday. He took him back. So he didn't know what to say, so he went to the Prophet. And he told him what happened. And the Prophet made dua for him. And I think from that child, they were like, a lot of scholars came out of that. In a way, the Prophet, in the meeting told him that Allah bless you and your meeting last night with you. And he got, a lot of good kids from that relationship that night. But look at the true iman. I mean, all of us who have children, even if you don't have children, the death of a child is very, very hard. But she knew she was with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's Him, everything from Him, and everything goes back to Him. So that's the mentality, that's the internal belief of the true believers. When they get into these hard situations, they know what's all about. So they don't freak out. They don't, like, oh no, we need to do this, we need to do that. Oh no, close it. Wait a minute. Think and do the right thing. Because that's the time you really need to be calm and think. This is not the time for knee jerks. Like he came from there. Oh, you know what happened? A disaster happened. Oh, and she was crying and yelling. But he said, he's asleep. He's resting. He's in peace. He's resting. So that's the power inside manifest in these situations. And really, one of the sometimes people get into these conflicts. Says, okay, well, we know that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, for each one of us, there's a sustenance that is, already put for you. So why we have to work? Well, here's the deal. If you have, let's say, an apple on a tree, on the highest branch, really out there, big, nice, juicy one, Allah wrote that one is for you. You're going to get that apple. Now, how you're going to get that apple depends on me. But that apple is going to come to me. That apple could be a small apple, could be $1 million, it could be a house, it could be big business, it could be a degree, anything. Getting it, how I'm going to get it, it's my choice. I can go steal that apple. I can go work hard with halal money and buy it. Or I can go work and steal money and buy it. Or it can be given to me as a gift. Or I can find it laying on the floor and eat it. But it is for me. But I have to work for it. The right way, Allah's way. So don't ever think that doing haram business is going to make you have more money if you don't do the haram business. Some people say, well, if I don't sell this, my sales is going to drop 90%. That's not true. Because your sustenance is always there. And if you follow Allah's way to get it, it's going to come to you. So don't try to attain your sustenance in a haram way. Always do it according to Allah's way. And it is for you. Nobody else can take it away from you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the al-wali, the protector, the helper. He takes care of His creations. Whatever they need. So trying to understand that name, believe in that name. Because you can understand something, but you don't care much about it. When you believe it and turn it into real practice, remember Allah with us all the time, and you are with Him all the time. And who is He? One of His character is Al-Wali, the protector, the helper. So no matter what happened to me, good or bad, it's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I need to make sure that my relationship with Him is good, that He is pleased with me. If He is pleased with me, then He is my protector. And He is my helper. And He is going to grant me the extra protection and the extra help that He promises true believers, starting in this life and after death. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.